Since the landmark civil rights case Brown versus the Board of Education. In 1954, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional to separate students by race, and the impact was felt all across the South. In 1960, New Orleans, 3 black girls, Tessie Prevost, Gail Etienne, and Leona Tate, desegregated McDonough 19 Elementary School. Miss Leona is here with us today to talk about Maroon Inc.'s Brown Symposium, an event to honor the historic Supreme Court decision. And joining her, Dr. Juwan Brown Alexander, President and CEO of Maroon Inc. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you, Leslie.
First of all, 70 years. I know that's hard to imagine.
Yes.
How far have we come, and how far do we still have to go?
We've made some progress. School-wise, we could get it corrected a little bit, you know, because I just find that a lot of children don't know what happened 70 years ago, you know, and I feel like the schools need to teach that.
You need to know your history to shape your future, absolutely.
Exactly. And I think they'll appreciate it a little bit better.
How do you think that could be done?
Well, right now, we, at the TEP Center, we have students come in and they experience what we went through, and you know, because they really think this happened years ago, even years before we were born, you know, and they don't know how soon it is that it's right here and there, and they're living, they're walking on this land right now. And I think if they see it, it can happen.
70 years later, is it still, I mean, that must have just been so confusing, horrific for you as a child. Is that pain or emotions, or have they gone away some, or they're still so vibrant?
I really wasn't afraid or nervous about it 64 years ago, because I didn't understand. You know, I knew I was going to a new school, and when I arrived there, the only thing I could relate it to was a parade was coming, because that's what it looked like when I drove up. And but I think my preparation with my family, just not talking around me so that I wouldn't be afraid. So I just wasn't. I wasn't at all. But it was a strange way of going to school and just being 3 in the building all by yourselves. But I think the only problem was we couldn't play outside.
And as a kid, that's a huge deal.
Yes,
Dr. Brown Alexander, tell us more about, I'm going to say, the Brown Symposium, how New Orleans' legacy in shaping American public education can strengthen black education today. This is Tuesday. It's completely free. 3 different panels.
3 different panels will be at the Memorial Convention Center on May 14th. From 8 to 12:30. Doors will open at about 7:30. We'll have breakfast for everyone. We encourage folks to go on to our IG page, Eventbrite, to register, because seats will be limited. But we'll have 3 panels that will focus on and highlight the work of these iconic figures, those that desegregated our schools here in the city. So we'll, you know, unpack the civil rights, you know, the legal perspective, you know, looking at it from a legal perspective, Brown. And then we'll kind of take a deep dive, kind of similar to the questions that you just asked Dr. Tate, around, you know, what have we learned? How far have we come? So we'll have right in the center an education panel. And then at the very end, to close us out, we'll have a community and politics panel. How do the implications of policy and politics impact our schools and our communities?
And you want this to provoke conversations, I know. And you stamp your endorsements on this,
yes,
but somebody else called and you got somewhere else to be on Tuesday.
Yes, I do. And it was so hard to even...
The Department of Justice called, right?
Exactly, and I got to be in D.C.
Okay.
Got to do it.
All right.
But she know where my heart is.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for everything you did back then and everything you're still doing.
Thank you.
We really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, let's switch gears, get over to Alexa.